Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic, Lesser Known Classic. This episode number 20, 28. What number is this one? Oh, it's 28 something. It is 28. When it comes up here, I know it's like 28 something. Come on. Thank you. Freaking God. Come on. Thank you. 2832, double shot number 2726. Okay, in this one we're discussing the final trade of the collect issues from Bill Willingham's run for the book. Yes, issues 140 to 145, Days of Fire and Madness. Yep, this is the end of his run. Now, yes, there is still issues 146, 147. I discussed this already in a Teen Titans trade. So, we're discussing here the last 5 issues of his run. Kind of interesting that he ended his run here. I don't honestly know why he ended the run for, but he did. It's quite strange, the fact he did. As to why he ended, he probably felt this was a good time to end it. And here's the thing, how would I know it's the end of his run for the book? These are his final issues because they are. Now, technically his final issue is 147, but these are his last issues. Yep. So, we have returning Scott McDaniel, the original artist who did Nightwing. Who he basically comes in this storyline here as the artist. Yeah. Called Veteran Affairs. It is basically... It's not a veteran style storyline. Like dealing with this character named... this guy called Thomas Tinker. He's a character who just debuted in the previous set of issues. And he's here for these issues here. And after these issues, he's gone. It's like, oh, let's have basically Robin join up with the army for a few issues. Yep. And deal with Warlock's daughter. His fake uncle. Fighting demons. That's kind of what Bill will... And then we have issue 143 where after she reunites him, oh crap, he's attacked by Omax. Yes, as a tie-in to the OMAC project. Yep, they have... There's the last two of the issues in here tie into the OMAC project. For reasons. Yep. We also have Shadow Pack appear here too. A bunch of cameos by a bunch of our characters. Johnny Warlock appears as a cameo in this issue. Which, of course, he gets written out as soon as this book wraps up. Yeah. By issue 144, he's gone. And I do mean completely gone. There is, like, nothing left of this. He basically disappears. Yeah, and then for 145... Well, it's basically Robin team with Blue Devil. Taking a whole lot of villains. This one being Badlands, Basket Case, Kennepuff, Count Drago, Crucible, The Curator, Dr. Ruthless, Equina, Fortress, Fright Night, Great Wall, The Jury, Quinta, Mayhem, Moosin, Slipknot, The Second, Tanger, Tapeworm, Wicker Man, Fugo. Thinking, who the heck are these villains? They're just characters who just showed up here to fight Robin for one issue. Some die. It's like... Oh, Slipknot, this is actually second one because the original was a Jerry comic character. Yeah, the original one is Christopher Wolfs, who was an enemy of Firestorm. I love this guy. He's a cool character. I'll discuss more about him later. But I guess they created him because... I'm not sure why. Yeah, and yes, he was featured in the movies where he played Adam Beach. Yeah. Which you get killed off right away. Yeah. So the best way to describe this issue is basically Robin with Blue Devil, Ragman, and basically a bunch of characters just fighting a bunch of random villains. And the final issue is called Too Many Villains. Yeah. And you're thinking, this is how it ends? With him, like, you have Omega Project, really cool, and then we have this issue where you have just Robin fighting random bad guys for an issue. That's the last issue. Well, the third to last issue of the run. Kind of, yes. I'm gonna give this stuff roughly a 8.5 out of 10. Final thoughts on Bill Willingham's run for the book. Yeah, because like I said, this is the end. It came with 121, ended with this very storyline here, though he did wrap up with 2 Minute Crisis tie-ins. So after a little over 2 years in this book, he leaves. Why he left is a complete mystery. I've never met the guy, so I don't know what the reason was. And then, here's something really weird. Okay, now I reviewed the storyline that came after this one. Oh my gosh, like over 10 years ago I reviewed this thing. And I call it stupid. My mom heard it and she thought, why would you call storyline stupid? Because it is. It's the Robin Wanted story arc where you have Cassandra Cain became a bad guy for no reason. Yeah, part of the 1 year later stuff. I love the new costume, but wow. Oh yeah, in the opening issue, they kill off Talia's sister in the opening issue of this storyline. They even kill off the character Lennox. Who was a... I'm not sure Chuck Dix feel about killing off this woman here. Like, okay, so we'll kill off a character. Now, one is... And both of them... Now, you're thinking, is this Chuck Dix's character? No, she's the creator of Greg Rucka. Yeah. It's almost like something happened over in Batman where, oh, let's kill off these C-listers. For reasons. Why don't it have to be freaking Magpie? And the next issue basically is just, oh yeah, the whole thing is really, just Cassie Cain being involved with this stuff. Yes, it's a storyline that Adam Beecham got a lot of flack for. Oh my gosh, I heard he got a ton of flack for this storyline. Like, people call this, it's one of the worst ideas. Now, from what I've heard, he took a lot of flack for it, but he was doing what he was told. That's what I've heard. About this thing. And you probably ask Nick, did Adam Beecham take over as the writer of this book? Like right after Robin Wanted? Yes, he did. And he was the writer up until issue 166. So basically, left about partway into the third of the two of the next trades in review for this one for Robin. Yeah, but then he replaced by Chuck Dixon. Which, in my opinion, smart choice. Actually, it was Brandon Thomas. Because at one point they had Chuck Dixon take over the book. At some point he did, but yeah, I'm sure Dixon, like, it's like people at DC Comics don't like Dixon for some reason. Yeah. Okay, he took over issue 170, but it took a little while, but that's when he finally took over the book finally, took the reins back. First issue 100. So yeah, um, he had an interesting run. I don't think it was terrible. It's just that, well, of course, also this is a very famous. Of course, this run also led to the death of Stephanie Brown and a bunch of really odd ideas, like him joining with the army for a few issues. Yeah, but it had a good start to it. I love the start to it. It's just that basically the ending was basically something else left to be desired. So, moving on to a much better book, we have Catwoman. Yep, Catwoman. Started with issue 51 because I initially thought Doug was like. I initially thought that the only writers of the book was Mary Jo Duffy, Chuck Dixon, Doug Moench, and then Jordan Bergova took over the rest of the book. I was wrong. So, Doug leaves after issue 55. Yes, so we're on basically for Catwoman, we're discussing issues 51, 55, along with issues 58 to 71. I originally was going to stop at 70, but because I read 72 already, why not do 71 as well? And plus, I'll issue the conclusion of the storyline here. Yes, so you have, of course, Jim Balent on the artwork, obviously, for this book. Yes. Yeah, and a lot of it is basically just, like, it's like any major stories here. Not really. It's just basically, oh yeah, let's just have the Huntress guest star in this issue while Catwoman deals with a cartel. And then we have issue number 52, another standalone issue called The Headhunter, also featuring Huntress. Yeah, it's like the Huntress here for a few issues. And then, like, she's written out of the book, and then we have more Headhunter stuff. Yeah, the whole Headhunter thing was a guy who was supposed to be dating Catwoman, and then, like, issue 53, he dies. Yep. By 53, he's done. Yep, they kill him off. He basically is killed off here. And then 54. This is quite interesting. So, 53, Doug leaves. After appearing as the writer of this book since issue number 38, and he leaves for 53. Like, wow, that's not a very long run. And then, guess who replaced him on this book? This might surprise you. I initially forgot that she did this. Devin Grayson took over Catwoman. And you're thinking, Devin Grayson writing books like Titans, Nightwing, she did Catwoman? Oh, heck yeah, she did. Of course, yes, she also worked on the first few years of Gotham Knights, which was really, I actually kind of enjoyed those issues. Yeah, she came with issue 54 and she didn't leave at issue 71, which, so basically kind of in this video here, I'm discussing her whole run. Kind of. It is by far one of the most strangest things here. Like, I mean, come on. Devin Grayson? I forgot to read this one here because basically this is part of the book here. Yeah. Give me just a minute here. Guess I forgot everyone actually. This is taking me just a minute here to do this. Excuse me, just so I can say, yeah, I got through pretty much the entirety of Devin Grayson's very brief run. Okay, so, yeah, Devin Grayson takes over issue 54, and, like I said, she's here to do 71, which means she's here for almost 2 years. Yep. So, with her very first issue, what does she do? Steal stuff. Yeah, and then 55, basically, it's 2 straight standalone issues. Or it's just more stealing stuff from random people. And then we'll jump ahead to 58. 57, 56, 59, if in case you're curious for those 2 issues. Those were tie-ins to Batman Cataclysm. And this is like the immediate right afterwards. Yes, we're at 58, she takes on the Scarecrow. Yep. I'm like, okay, interesting. There's a whole thing with Scarecrow in here, and then 59. Basically, we have a Stark deal with the Scarecrow, which is interesting. Like, I never thought Scarecrow could ever appear in Catwoman, but here he is. I guess that the reason Deb Gray threw him in here because why not? But he's gone by issue 60, but he doesn't come back until toward the end of the book. So yeah, he's here for a quick 3-part story arc here, and then like the whole thing is try to drive her crazy. And then with issue 61, let's look like a job for Catwoman, right? Robbing a bank. Yep, bank robbers time. I mean, the best thing about these issues is the artwork. The stories are okay at best. Nothing really wrong with them. It just basically had something memorable about them. And then it's something I kind of forgot this happened. So after 62, we have issue 1 million, where it's basically Catwoman from the year 1 million appears in this issue here. Was this version's debut? No, she actually made a debut in Batman 1 million. She also put Azrael 1 million as well. I just feel like reviewing this, talk about this book briefly because also you have Jim Balent doing the co-writing for this issue. Oh yeah, in case you're curious though, Robin from the year 1 million is a robot. Yep. And then we have 63 where we have Catwoman versus the Joker for a handful of issues. Yeah, Catwoman versus the Joker in a 3-part story arc. Like, okay, interesting. And it's all driving her insane. And then 66 is basically a 6-parter, which wraps up with issue number 71. It's the last arc to kind of discuss here. Oh, also, I love the cover for issue number 6. Let me show you the cover here for issue 6 because it is basically a nod to Mona Lisa. Makes you think, ooh, is she going to steal this thing? No, she doesn't. I guess Jim Balent probably felt as though, hey, why not basically have Mona Lisa be Catwoman for an issue? I thought that was really cool. Yeah, and then we also deal with, oh yeah, main villain of this storyline here is Nicholas Scratch. The villain from Azrael. Yeah, but he's only here for the opening issue. And then he's gone. 67, meanwhile, though, it just her, like, oh, show off like you still. It's basically her stealing some really cool stuff here. Is she in Italy? No, she's actually in New York for these issues. Yep. It's called I'll Take Manhattan. Yeah, basically she hangs out in Manhattan for a few issues. Then we have, ooh, meets her match in 69. Yeah, she meets up with the Trickster. Thinking, which one? The original one. You're like, okay, interesting. Yeah, I read this. I thought the book was a lot of fun. Yeah, and we have, oh, Catwoman stalks Selene Kyle. It's stuff related to the Trickster. And then by the final issue here, it's Catwoman standing over a grave of Selene Kyle's. And that's it. That literally is the end of Deb and Grayson's run for the book. Which is strange because the very next writer who took over the book is John Ostrander. You're thinking, wait a minute, John Ostrander, the guy who did Suicide Squad, Manhunter, he does Catwoman? Yes. Yes, he did. And I will be talking about his run next time. Talking about Catwoman. Actually, no. Actually, his run was very short, so I don't need to talk about his run for Catwoman. Because the very next issue discuss is post No Man's Land. With someone completely different writer. Brian Carton. Which, yeah, this writer would be the penultimate writer of this book. I would say penultimate writer, but he skipped one issue. He skipped issue 87. '87 was done by Jordan B. Gorfinkel, which I think this writer was the final writer of the book. No, it was John Francis Moore. Yep. He ended up being like the final writer. So we got a few more writers left to go. So when I come back to this book, it's post No Man's Land. Because at this point I reviewed everything that's come out pre No Man's Land. Okay, also before I end it here, um, I should mention also that 77 was not only basically Josh's very brief run, it was also the end of Jim Balent's run for the book. Really? Yes, really. The guy had been drawing the book since issue 1 and did pretty much every single issue of this whole book into issue 77. He 1 million. Yeah. So, I guess while I'm here, behind this video, let's get my final thoughts on Doug Moench's run and Jim Balent's run as the artist. First, let's talk about Devin Grayson stuff. Devin Grayson was interesting. I didn't think it was terrible. It just seems kind of head scratching that she would do this because I'm a mistake with how Doug did it up until No Man's Land. My mistake is philosophy for the book. But Doug's run was really interesting. It's basically the run people think of when people think of this very book. I actually enjoyed his run. But as for in the case of Jim Balent's artwork, probably in my honest opinion, the best thing about the series is Jim Balent's artwork. Yes, I know that the artwork does get criticized because of the way he draws Catwoman, with the way her outfit is, the all-purple outfit, the fact of the long hair. I know that's been criticized over the years, but the book's artwork is fantastic. Like, it is shocking the fact that this guy left after No Man's Land. I don't know if he was fired or not. I heard that basically Chuck got fired from Batman. Actually, was a detective. Doug got fired from Batman, and Alan Grant got fired from Shadow the Bat. Which, yes, and the whole thing is like some people mistakenly believe Bob Gale was responsible for that. No, that's been a rumor, but from what I've heard, that's completely untrue. That's other people, DC Comics, like of course, Chuck basically he maybe let go from Batman, but he was still doing Robin and Nightwing and Birds of Prey at this point in time. So, yeah. But yeah, with this, basically most of Catwoman's done. Like, if you're really curious, how much is left to go for Catwoman at this point in time? Because I reviewed up to 77 right now. Honestly, there is exactly about, let's see, 12 plus 4. There's like 16 issues left to go for this whole series to review. So, when I come back to this book, when I eventually come back to the book, I will cap off this whole series. And just, of course, focus on the current book. Yes, that's probably what's going to happen there. Yep. But they answered the question of, like, when I finish reviewing Catwoman, what's replacing it? The plan is Birds of Prey. Yep. Birds of Prey is definitely the plan. And what's replaced Birds of Prey afterwards? I don't know yet. I have been thinking of reviewing more lead superheroes. Yes, that's possible, but when I finish Catwoman, there's like not a lot of bad books left. Yeah, once Catwoman's finished up, Nightwing, Robin, Birds of Prey, Red Robin, obviously. As far as I can tell, once finished up these books, aside from like, basically at that point, was all of the spin-offs Batman pretty much done. Either are finished reviewing or just basically just up to date. And Catwoman is basically about to join that point. Yep. Oh, by the way, I give the Catwoman issues a 9 out of 10. Okay? So yeah, this particular review, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Next up, basically, is I'm reviewing some Superman. And I'm going to go off for a bit and come back. Okay? Next video. Bye.